Dong! Hello Dongers! I hope you're doing good today. We are diving straight into the topic and I'm sure this video will trigger some weak minds. I can assure you it's not my intention to trigger anyone. I simply aim to inform objectively. And to do that I need to bash a lot of your favorite games. You should know that NFTs and crypto games have been portrayed as very bad and as scams in the past. What if I told you that this was all planned? Not only that, what if I told you that some gaming companies, from my perspective, have scammed us? And I can even prove it. And I think the topic I'm going to discuss with you in this video today is at the deepest point of the gaming iceberg. Today we will only talk about this one topic. It's not really hard to understand as long as you listen, which unfortunately not many people can do anymore. So maybe you'll listen to this video and turn off your TikTok brain for a few minutes. And maybe after this video you will think a little bit different about this matter, because it also involves your own money. There are many great games we can play today, and gaming is truly a fantastic hobby. It's much better than getting drunk and fighting over meaningless conversations. While you are gaming, you need to come up with new ideas or strategies and even train your reflexes. With the right and challenging games, not brainless low IQ games, gaming can actually be very beneficial for you. Gaming is for most people a hobby, and there's nothing wrong with being willing to spend money for your own hobby. Most of the free-to-play games that you are playing right now are online-based games and run on servers, meaning there is a cost for these companies that offer you the game completely for free. And these servers need to be paid because they consume much electricity and can even break down and need to repair. And usually rent must also be paid for the location where the servers are housed. LOL! And you need also programmers who are updating the game to a current and good state, fixing problems and bugs, need to support. All those people who are working their asses off need to be paid. But if you have a free-to-play game, there is no income. Oh, sorry Dongers, I forgot the most expensive point, or the second expensive point. Depends of the company. But marketing for the game has to be done. And without an in-game purchase, no free-to-play title can survive. It's impossible. So you need to sell something to the customer. If you play a free-to-play game, you are directly a customer. You're not only a player, you are directly a customer. And this is the reality, but I don't think that's actually a real problem, because that's how the free market works. You can decide for yourself how to spend your money and what or who you want to support. You pay for a free-to-play game and in return you get enjoyment or a way to pass the time. But now we've reached one of the deepest points in the gaming iceberg, and it's not some meaningless horror story or the kind of nonsense you've heard 100 times in some creepypastas. And here we are, one of the deepest points of the gaming iceberg. And this point is called illusionary purchases. What does this abstract term mean, and how are most of us affected by it without even knowing or understanding it? I will give you an example that even a small child can understand. And now we travel to the worlds of dreams and hopes. Imagine you buy a Pokemon base set booster pack for $500. And you got extremely lucky and pulled a Charizard from it. This fresh opened Charizard is worth several $1,000s. And now comes the question that even a child could answer. Does this Charizard belong to you? Yes or no? Are you able to leave it for a few years until interest in Pokemon grows even more, so you can sell it for an even higher price? Yes or no? Of course, the answer is yes. I took a risk and pulled this Charizard, so it now belongs to me. I can do whatever I want with it. It is my property now. I can put it wherever I want. I can cut it. I can play with it. Even I can sell it. It's my own decision because I paid for it and I can now do whatever I want with it. And that is the only right way. And I think you guys have the same opinion about this topic, right? If not, you are completely crazy. And your brain has a much lower level than the standard TikTok brain. I hope for you this is not the case. Anyways, Dongers, we are clear now on what ownership means. But unfortunately, this is not always so clear in the gaming industry with some companies. Let's take EA for an example. I think EA has a football-like game where you are able to buy loot boxes, many loot boxes, and yeah, this is a football game, and yeah, those items are not truly your property. I mean, yeah, you spend money for it, but no, they are not your property because the account you are playing on actually belongs to the company behind the game, in this case EA. Additionally, you can't transfer the players from the loot boxes you open to the new version with some little difference and some new players and some fixes. It's in my opinion like a DLC, but you are not able to bring the players from the past game to the new game. From a technical point, it is possible to transfer the old players to the new game, but they won't do it because you can spend your money again on the following year. You can't even sell your own account because you can't sell something that doesn't belong to you. And if you try to sell your account on eBay, EA can ban you for that. Then there is the next big problem. You will never get your value back with something like this because the buyer might only be interested in a player like Ronaldo. So for example, you have a Ronaldo pulled out of a loot box, but you also have a very valuable Messi card. Why should the potential buyer pay extra for your Messi if they only want the Ronaldo? By controlling the entire market and denying consumers freedom, such as a marketplace, and strictly prohibiting the sale of accounts, these items have absolutely no value. It is therefore an illusion created through clever marketing. This video is not about criticizing specific games, and my statements have nothing to do with the gameplay of these games. It's about your ownership, your money, which is not truly your ownership. And you need to understand this. And now here's an even better example: League of Legends. Imagine you have been supporting Riot Games since the release of LoL 15 years ago. You were always there, actively playing the game and buying a lot of OG skins back in the day. Skins that no longer exist today. These beautiful and very rare skins are something special. Everyone can see that you were an early supporter of the game. Without people like you, Riot and LoL wouldn't be what they are today. It's thanks to people like you that games like LoL has come this far. You've been with the game through both the good and bad times. But we shouldn't forget that you are just a person. And most of the players who play LoL or any other games are not wealthy companies with endless money. Additionally, you go through both hard and easy times in your life, like the game you supported years ago. So, if I am a content creator who eventually became rich thanks to your support in the past, I wouldn't have a problem helping you out with that money in the future. Because you helped me out in the past, I became rich because of your help, and now I'm able to help you out. And I think this is human. But still, I can't compare myself to companies like Riot, which are worth billions of dollars. And these companies have even more opportunities to help you out. So, you supported them in the past, And yeah, that's it. End of the story. They could help people like you who supported them in the past directly without needing to actively employ staff. Since you bought those expensive in-game skins, today they are expensive, but in the past you got them for just a few dollars back in the day. From my perspective, you should also be able to sell them for much more money now, because they rised in price over the time. LoL got more players over the years, and more players means that the economy of the game is rising. The company behind the game has much more active players. Much more active players means they earn much more money through in-game purchases, and they are doing great now. However, there are also people who were never able to play LoL in the past because they didn't have the money for a new PC, were too young, or had never heard of the game before. But now, after years of hard work and building their own life up to a good point, these people want to buy an OG skin. They are willing to pay thousands of dollars simply because these skins are no longer available and are very rare. These people also have no desire to buy a whole account, which, by the way, is against Riot's terms of service and can result in the account being banned. And some don't want to take such a high risk. And I think that is self-evident. Do you remember my Charizard example at the beginning of the video? Now compare that with this situation. But wait, it gets even more intense when I show you how to do it right. Counter-Strike did it right from the beginning. The people who supported the game back in 2014, during the worst time the game ever had, those people are now millionaires. Not all of them, but those who just held onto some items and didn't sell them have benefited greatly. For example, there are sticker capsules from 2014 that have a market value of 20k, and I'm only talking about one capsule, not 100, not 500, only one is worth over 20k, and gamblers, some streamers are willing to pay those prices.
One, tight holo, tight holo, tight holo, tight holo, tight holo, tight holo, tight. Oh no!
The same goes for the weapon case 1, where you need to pay $100 for a single case. If you think, no, people don't spend so much money for in-game items, you are completely wrong. For example, the weapon case 1 has nearly 40k requests to buy them for $98. So if I put one weapon case 1 for $98 into the market, I will sell it directly to some random dude. So people are willing to spend so much money for one item. And yeah, back in the day you paid 5 cents for one weapon case 1, and you paid 25 cents for one sticker capsule. If you have the right items from back in the day, people are willing to transfer the money directly to your bank account. Such trades are normal in the Counter-Strike trading community. Now imagine if Riot had implemented such a great and buyer-friendly feature in their game. From my perspective, it would be fantastic, because it would give Valorant weapons a real purpose, in my opinion. Just for this reason, Counter-Strike weapons are simply much more meaningful than Valorant weapons. For example, if I get tired of Counter-Strike, I can simply cash out and say goodbye to the game. With other games, my entire collection of skins and stuff is stuck on the account and I can't even trade or transfer them anywhere. And this, my lovely dongers, this is the point where the gaming iceberg truly begins. Of course, NFTs address exactly this problem. You can hold whatever opinion you want about NFTs, but within games, they fully unfold and provide a real value to you as the buyer. An NFT can be just as simple as a skin, But being an NFT means you can send it, store it, sell it on every NFT marketplace you want, and trade it anywhere with your mom, with your cat, with your dog, with your best friend in Japan. An NFT represents ultimate freedom for the buyer. An NFT is truly your own property. You are the only person who has this NFT. You are the only person who has the tracking number of this NFT. So people can see, okay, yeah, you have this NFT. It's original. You got it 3 years ago. I can see, you hold it for 3 years. Very cool. Can I buy it from you? Yeah, sure, you can buy it from me. I give you 1K. Yeah, okay, cool. And sure, you are able to transfer this 1K to your bank wallet, your real bank wallet, not your crypto wallet. And now, listen carefully. Anyone who tries to tell you something different or speaks negatively about what I'm sharing here with you right now, such a person is likely caught up in the complexities of the gaming iceberg. They may not have your best interest in mind and might be trying to mislead you, because I have nothing that I say something like this to you. I have no sponsors, I'm nobody on YouTube, nobody paid me, but bigger stream, important persons, they are deep involved into the gaming market, and this is where the iceberg theory begins. The theory suggests that certain people were paid by big companies to act dumb. For example, Logan Paul, and others were paid to react to those dumb people and continue to speak negatively about NFTs. So a few years ago there was the big NFT scam from Logan Paul, and the whole internet and the whole gaming community has reacted on his NFT scam. The theory suggests that Logan Paul was paid from different big companies to create an NFT scam in order to provoke a negative reaction and further tarnish the image of NFTs. This tactic was successfully in shifting the perception of NFTs within the gaming community to a more negative level or view.
CryptoZoo.co. I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
A fun game that earns you money? How much did you guys make from CryptoZoo?
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around 15,000 euros.
So people are always thinking NFTs are scam, NFTs are bad, people lost their job because NFTs such a devil's tool. Logan Paul is just one example among many. Of course, this is just a theory, but what I explained it to you at the beginning with the Charizard example or the Counter-Strike items is all true. And I must say, from my perspective, a theory or not, the hate against NFTs are completely true. Is this a theory or not? I can say you something, and this is completely true. Most of the people have no idea how NFTs work in a game. They hate them and prefer to buy things over which they have no real freedom. Ehrenjäger is not proud of you guys. And let me tell you something, guys. It's a fact that most of the gamers have a negative view of NFTs, even though they themselves have never interacted with an NFT or purchased one. So you, as a smart person, should ask yourself where this hatred even comes from against the NFTs. That's where the illusionary purchase theory begins, that many big companies wanted to launch a campaign against NFTs. It's similar to Bitcoin. Many big asset managers have told to the public in the past few years, oh, don't buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a big scam. Bitcoin will decrease in value. But suddenly they changed their mind and yeah, they buy Bitcoin for themselves. They invested heavily into Bitcoin, and in my opinion, this resembles a market manipulation. So why might big gaming companies do this? I think you should now understand that there aren't really many technical barriers. They simply don't want to do it. And of course, this can keep people engaged with their own product for longer. So you have skins in Fortnite or League of Legends, and you can always go back and play with them, but you are not able to sell them. So if you are able to sell them, you don't have any skins left. So a new entry for a player who wants to come back to the game is much higher, because there is nothing left onto your gaming account because you sold everything and now you have the money in your own pocket. So you are able to spend this money on a new game, maybe on an indie game. Or maybe you go to the store and buy yourself a cool new bike. And in this summer, you are not on your PC, you are outside and drive in the hills with your new bike. And yeah, sure, this is not good for the gaming companies. And personally, I would probably make something even better out of it. For example, Valve does it right and earns double because of market fees. If you open a Counter-Strike Go case and get a good weapon, for example, but you also want to buy Baldur's Gate 3. All of your friends played the game before you, and now it's the time you got that beautiful item, that beautiful knife, and you are willing to sell this knife on the Steam community market. Sure, you can do it, but you need to pay fees to Valve. So you gave them the money to buy the item, and now you give them money to sell it. But in my opinion, this is fine because you have the freedom to do it. In other games, you don't have such a freedom. You're not able to think about, maybe I sell this item, and with that money, and I can buy new items from other game like Dota or Team Fortress, or I will buy a new game out of that money, but I need to pay the Steam fees. But it's your own decision, and that's the important point here. Your stuff, your item, your decision. Please don't ask, yeah, but if the company goes bankrupt, the NFTs have also no value. Yeah, but this is complete other topic. If somebody or something goes bankrupt, a big company or a supermarket, sure, the stuff is gone, and I think we don't need to talk about such a topic. Alright, my beautiful dongers, what have I learned through my research of this video? I will no longer put my money into extremely wealthy companies that, despite my loyal support, and don't give me the chance to resell my items. Guys, in the real world we have a free market, and it should be the same in games. Maybe a little bit different, but I think you know what I mean. If I buy something with my hard-earned money, it should belong to me 100%. If I was an early supporter and have a rare item because I supported a game at its early and hardest phases, I shouldn't be punished by not being allowed to sell my property, in this case the item. This is certainly not a positive point in my opinion, that I'm not allowed to sell my stuff. That's why I've stopped opening football loot boxes as an example, as I feel cheated at this point, and have instead switched to sport cards because they are my property. I can sell, trade them and play with them, and I'm happy with such a decision. But in the end, dongers, it's your own money and you can do whatever you want with your own money. But personally, I just think it is a shame when companies don't involve their players in the profits in any way, especially when it's so easy to do without incurring losses or giving things away for free, because you still give the company your money, put your money into the game, and at this point the company is fine because they got your money. And sorry if I'm harsh to say it, but trying to compare this matter to other industry like the food industry is completely dumb, and we should stop making such silly comprehensions. And And yeah, Dongas, thank you for watching this video and I hope I was able to offer you some value. Dongai off.